We all dread dieting. I sure did. But many people don't understand that the beginning of a diet is one of the most fun and easiest parts of losing weight. And today I will cover exactly why that is the case and maybe give you some hope that change is possible. So depending on your diet, you can lose upwards of 10 pounds during the very first week. When you first start dieting, you can expect to lose a lot of water weight, especially if you're reducing carbs. Anything like keto, when people lose fat real quick, it's actually the water weight. So many people within the fitness sphere will say that it's not really fat, but at the end of the day, it's some type of weight that you are losing that is going to motivate you to stick to your diet longer. Same thing when you start exercising, you might start losing a little bit more water weight. You might look at yourself and be less bloated. Any type of diet that reduces any amount of food you eat is still going to reduce some carbs, some proteins, which both hold on to water. And at the end of the day, if you lose them, you will look a little bit slimmer. Along with this, when people say you should only lose 2 pounds per week, that only really applies to people who are already in shape. You are allowed to cut calories more and lose more weight over a week the more overweight you are. If you're fat, you can expect to lose 4 pounds per week, 5 pounds per week, and not have it impact you in any negative way. The whole 2 pounds per week is primarily for people that are already in decent shape. If I was going to diet, yes, I should maximally focus on losing 2 pounds per week in order to retain as much muscle as possible and still lose fat at the same time. For me, it's going to be harder because I want to retain the muscle. But look, if you're overweight and you've never trained in your life, you can lose a significant amount of fat by eating much less than anyone would recommend to you. Now, after all of this, progress will slow eventually. So what can we do to start seeing the same progress that we saw when we first started our diets? The biggest change that I made was I started tracking my calories. For me, it felt like I was losing weight at the same rate that I was at the very start of my diet all over again. In my opinion, I think this is the best way to break through fat loss plateaus, and you should definitely try it if your weight loss stagnates in any form. Another reason why most people lose a lot of fat in the beginning is overall motivation. This is the last thing we can cover. Motivation is highest when you first start your diet. This is very normal, but how can we keep this motivation throughout the whole diet? Take progress pictures, measure your weight. Seeing little wins will allow you to get more dopamine spikes. So once again, you will lose the most fat at the very start of your diet. Use this information to your advantage, and hopefully this gives you some motivation to start now. If you're ready to take the first step, press the first link in the description and join our free Skool group. Here you will meet like-minded people and get more direct help from me and our community. If I give you anything of value within this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out, and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.